is News 3 Now at 10.
Thank you for joining us tonight. Following a council vote this evening, the city of Columbus will be removing its Christopher Columbus statue. Madeline O'Neill has been following this story and joins us live with the latest. Maddie?
Well, here tonight, the Common Council voted to remove the statue that currently sits on Highway 16 leaving the city. A number of people spoke out at the meeting against removing the statue, worried that it revises and threatens history. But those in support of placing the statue elsewhere, including the Columbus High School student who started a petition to do so, spoke about the importance of adding historical context, pointing to the mistreatment of Native American people associated with Christopher Columbus. While supporters of removal wanted quick action, another Columbus resident who started a counter petition to protect the statue asked for more time.
This is a political decision in the middle of a heated election year. I would kindly ask and suggest you set up a study group and table it for a year or two until it can be thoughtfully dealt with on a time. Do not take this down under the threat of mob action.
Our state's motto is simply forward. We have a chance to decide what is best represents our city. Is it a man who was a slave trader, participated in genocide, as well as being a navigator? By removing the statue and adding more context to it, we would not be erasing history. We would simply be moving our city, and in some small way, the country forward.
Columbus's mayor says this issue is one of the most contentious in recent years, and alders say they've received plenty of feedback with both sides represented fairly equally. While alders discussed the possibility of a citywide referendum, they decided against that, instead voting to remove the statue tonight with a 4-1 majority.
When we're speaking about civil rights and things of that nature, it is meant for the minority. To expect our community, I would personally hope that we would get a majority opinion and a majority vote for its removal, but to expect that and rely upon that is simply not a good way to go.
A man from the local Knights of Columbus chapter said while he wanted the statue to stay where it is, he'd like the group to be caretakers of the statue while the council decides what to do with it. Now, the city does own the statue itself, but the land it sits on is state-owned, so city leaders say they wouldn't be able to replace the statue. So next up is figuring out a permanent place for the Christopher Columbus statue.
Madeline O'Neill reporting tonight. Maddie, thank you. The Christopher Columbus statue that has been the centerpiece inside the California State Capitol building has now been removed. It's been in the rotunda since 1883. Crews spent several hours this morning taking it out. It will now be moved to an undisclosed location. Crews in Richmond, Virginia today removed a third Confederate statue. This one depicts J.E.B. Stuart, who was a Confederate general. It is one of more than a dozen statues the city's mayor ordered removed from city property. New information tonight about a fire in downtown Madison this evening. Fire Chief Stephen Davis says it was started by a lightning strike around 6 o'clock on West Wilson Street. Several firefighters were seen climbing up to the building's roof and into a window which had smoke billowing out of its side. The chief says no one was hurt and everyone was able to get out of the building. Madison's police chief says an extraordinary level of gun violence has plagued the city over the past week. According to Chief Vic Wall's blog post today, a preliminary review shows there were 2 fatal shootings, 15 shots fired incidents, 8 residences and 7 vehicles struck by gunfire, and 148 shell casings recovered. He says 7 of the 8 residences hit by gunfire were occupied at the time of the shootings. Evidence indicates both handguns and rifles were used in these incidents. Some involved subjects in moving vehicles shooting at each other on public streets. The chief writes, gun violence is unacceptable and should not be tolerated in our community. I urge all stakeholders, community leaders, clergy, elected officials, nonprofit organizations to speak out, denounce this rise in gun violence, and work in partnership with MPD to find meaningful and collaborative strategies that will lead to a more peaceful city. And check out this time-lapse video from downtown Madison this evening. Strong storms rolled through this afternoon and evening, bringing with it heavy rain and then a beautiful double rainbow this evening. Let's go to meteorologist Dana Fulton with a look at our first warn forecast.
It was hot and humid this morning, and then the sky started to boil up this afternoon. It did trigger a few severe thunderstorm warnings, and right now the rain is mostly in the southeast corner of the state. We do see showers right now in parts of Rock and Walworth County. It does look like there are a few isolated showers in Iowa and in Lafayette County, but no lightning currently. So no thunderstorms right now, but we could see just a little bit more rain pass through before midnight. Today we hit a high of 91, so yet again breaking that 90-degree threshold, well above where we should be for this time of year in the low 80s. Tomorrow could be the hottest day of the year so far. We're looking at a high of 93 degrees in Madison. Janesville, Monroe, and Beloit could hit 95 degrees. So there is a heat advisory in effect for southwest Wisconsin, stretching along the western edge of the state from 11 a.m. until 7 p.m. So during the heat of the day. A lot of sun for Wednesday, and the temperatures will continue to stay above average through the rest of the week, the weekend, and into the following week. But we'll take a closer look at the rain chances as we get towards the weekend in just a few minutes. Charlotte?
Dana, thank you. After 3 straight days without any reported deaths in Wisconsin, health officials confirm 11 more people have died. The total number of cases is now above 32,600. There were more than 500 new positive cases in the past 24 hours. The percentage of new tests that are positive has seen a noticeable drop to 3.9%. This weekend, we saw numbers as high as 10.8%. Dane County will become the first in the state to implement a mandatory mask order starting on Monday. Residents will be required to wear a face covering or mask when inside any enclosed building other than their homes. That includes all businesses, healthcare settings, waiting in line, and on public transportation. The order also requires individuals to wear face coverings when in someone else's home, and is required for everyone over the age of 5. County government officials said they are working to provide cloth masks to those in need. Details on how to obtain free masks will be available on the Dane County website soon. Today, Governor Tony Evers addressed whether there will be a statewide mask mandate.
I know a lot of people have asked about issuing another safer at home order or requiring masks at the state level. Unfortunately, the reality is that the Supreme Court ruling in the Republican lawsuit really hamstrung our ability to respond to this pandemic.
The governor says as of this weekend, 46% of our total COVID-19 cases have tested positive within the last month, and that we cannot let this trend continue. The Titletown district outside of Lambeau Field in Green Bay is now offering in-person programs after being closed for several months. During that downtime, the team has been working on ways to reopen, one that is safe for both guests as well as employees going forward. There are signs encouraging best practices in terms of social distancing, maintaining that 6 feet apart, and masks are strongly encouraged. There have been nearly 3 million confirmed coronavirus cases in the United States and over 131,000 deaths. And tonight, experts are warning that those numbers will continue to grow. A new model says the death toll from coronavirus could top 200,000 by November. Recently, the number of confirmed infections has soared, but the number of those it kills has not. Infectious disease expert Dr. Anthony Fauci says that doesn't mean the virus is no longer a threat.
It's a false narrative to take comfort in a lower rate of death. There's so many other things that are very dangerous and bad about this virus. Don't get yourself into false complacency.
Fauci said fewer patients are dying because the disease is now afflicting much younger people. Brazil's president has tested positive after months of downplaying the severity of the virus. In an interview with CNN Brazil, following his diagnosis, President Bolsonaro said he would steer clear of in-person meetings in the near future. Brazil continues to get hit hard by the virus, with the second most confirmed cases and deaths behind only the U.S. The country is reporting more than 45,000 new cases today alone. The U.S. Environmental Protection Agency has given its first approval to disinfectants that kill coronavirus. 2 Lysol products are now federally approved as effective against this virus, and they are Lysol disinfectant spray and Lysol disinfectant max cover mist. The approval is based on lab testing that found when used on hard, non-porous surfaces, both products kill the virus 2 minutes after contact. The Trump administration has formally notified the United Nations of its withdrawal from the World Health Organization. The pullout won't take effect until a year from now, meaning it could be rescinded under a new administration or if circumstances change. Today, the president continued his push for schools across the country to reopen in-person classes this fall.
We want to reopen the schools. Everybody wants it. The moms want it, the dads want it, the kids want it. It's time to do it. You know, our mortality rate is right now at a level that people don't talk about, but it's down tenfold.
The comments were made during a roundtable discussion today at the White House. The Trump administration's push to reopen schools is particularly notable as the federal government has largely left reopening decisions up to state and local governments. And in case kids do go back to school this fall, the Evers administration is sending supplies to help the cause. The governor said Wisconsin Emergency Management will start sending more than 2 million face masks and more than 4,200 infrared thermometers to K-12 public, charter, and private schools. U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement announced that all international students who are taking only online classes this upcoming semester cannot stay in the U.S. Governor Tony Evers called this decision by ICE a huge mistake. Jamie Perez spoke to an international student at UW-Madison today about the challenges this brings for students like her.
The news came out, I feel like it is kind of being a hard time for international students to come through.
Julie Tan has been a student at UW-Madison for the past 3 years. She says with the new rules put out by ICE last night, she now has to go back to China to finish school there.
I choose the courses online because it is the requirement of my major, so I can only take the online courses.
She said many of her international friends are finding this transition difficult. Some countries have travel bans that prevent them from returning home, and flights are scarce right now. Tan said she's tried to go home 4 times now, and all of her flights have been canceled. She also said taking online-only classes while she's halfway around the world factors in an additional challenge of time difference.
About 12 hours difference, which means that if you have a class in the morning, so you have to take it in the evening in China.
She said many of her friends are trying to find a way to go back to their home countries, and many might just put their education on hold until things get better.
They are very upset, and some of my friends are considering taking a gap year because they think they're only taking online courses is not satisfying their, the initial mind of studying abroad.
For News 3 Now, I'm Jamie Perez.
Tan said she has a flight to go back to China on July 29th if that flight isn't canceled for a 5th time. Wisconsin has joined a federal lawsuit suing the U.S. Department of Education over pandemic relief funds. In the lawsuit filed today, the attorneys general of Wisconsin, California, Michigan, Maine, New Mexico, and the District of Columbia say the department run by Secretary Betsy DeVos is attempting to take pandemic relief funds away from K-12 public schools and divert them to private schools. There was a vigil tonight for a 10-year-old Baraboo girl whose body was discovered this morning after an Amber Alert was sent out late last night. Yesterday, police found a note at Cody's home in which she threatened harm for herself. And while they look into that, they hope that this brings attention to mental health.
If there's anything that can be taken away from this, I would hope that we find ways, and we as in everybody, the state of Wisconsin, our nation, try to find whatever we can to fund more mental health assistance.
Now begins the investigation into what happened and when, including what caused her death. Police told us today that she didn't show previous signs of self-harm. And just a reminder, if you or someone you know is in need of emotional support, please, you can call the Suicide Prevention Hotline at 1-800-273-8255. You can also text 741-741. We'll be right back.
We want to help get you back to it. And here's how with the Ford Promise. Visit your Ford dealer. Finance a new, certified pre-owned or used vehicle through Ford Credit, and if you lose your job, you can return it for up to 1 year from the day you bought it. You can also get 0% APR financing for 72 months across the Ford lineup. Let us help get you back to it with the Ford Promise.
Incredible deals, huge markdowns, plus free doorstep shipping on everything. What a sale. The 4th of July sale at Slumberland Furniture.
Your eyes are everything. They're how you see the world and connect with others. At Shopco Optical, your eyes are everything to us too, which is why we offer everything to help you see better and look better. A huge selection of designer frames, convenient locations, and experienced optometrists. We're Shopco Optical. You'll see. Right now, get 50% off frames with any lens purchase.
Lately, we've found new ways to support and care for each other. And while every gesture counts, so too does every dollar. That's why American Family Insurance is returning $425 million to our customers. This includes a 10% savings for all current and new auto customers for the rest of the year. We hope this does your world some good and reminds you that supporting your dreams means the world to us. Contact your agent or go to amfam.com to learn about more ways to save.
If someone came to you and asked, what are you invested in? Would your answer be about mutual funds and money markets? Or would it be mutual relationships and farmers markets? Maybe both. At Thrivent, we believe money is a tool, not a goal. And with the right guidance, it can afford you a life rich in meaning and gratitude. By gaining financial clarity today, you can thrive with purpose tomorrow. Talk to a Thrivent financial professional or visit Thrivent.com.
Wednesday, Chris Reese says it could be the hottest and most uncomfortable day yet. He'll have an update in his firstborn forecast.
And as COVID cases climb in Wisconsin, we're taking a closer look at the virus's long-term effects. We'll see you starting at 4:30.
You're watching News 3 Now at 10.
Welcome back. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo says the U.S. is considering a ban on Chinese social media apps, including the popular TikTok. He made the remarks during an interview with Fox News' Laura Ingraham. Pompeo says people should only download the popular video app if they want their private information in the hands of the Chinese Communist Party. A scare in the skies last night. A plane from Miami that was heading for LaGuardia in New York was diverted to JFK International after being struck by hail. The Delta Airlines flight landed safely last night after reporting a problem with navigation equipment. There were 43 passengers on board. Despite early speculation that the damage may have been caused by a bird strike, Delta later said the impact was caused by hail. And here's meteorologist Dana Fulton with a look at our forecast.
We did have a few small hail reports in southern Wisconsin today. A few severe thunderstorm warnings get triggered. Right now, it seems like most of the rain is traveling east, but there are a few speckled showers still across the area. Not seeing any lightning, so no thunderstorm chances for us overnight. Our skies are going to become partly cloudy, so we're clearing out some of that cloud coverage. Temperatures dropping to the low 70s for our overnight lows, close to 70 degrees. And we'll start off Wednesday with a partly sunny sky. In the afternoon, there's only going to be a slight chance for a shower or thunderstorm, so we're pulling back on those chances a little bit for Wednesday. Afternoon highs will be in the low 90s, so it could be the hottest day of the year, 93 in Madison. A small chance for a shower early Thursday or overnight, early Thursday morning, and then a better opportunity for scattered showers and thunderstorms developing Thursday afternoon and evening. Very similar setup to today, where we'll see that moisture increase later in the day. Could bring some heavier rainfall at times and some stronger wind gusts. Heat index readings for Wednesday and Thursday will likely cross over that triple-digit mark, so at times late Wednesday afternoon could feel like 103 in southern Wisconsin, and then for Thursday afternoon, yet again, these heat index readings closer to 4 or 5 o'clock could be climbing to the mid to upper 90s near 100. Notice how those heat index readings really drop off in the late afternoon. That's as that rain chance comes in. The heavier rainfall, a little bit of a wet blanket over the evening plans, but it certainly zaps away that humidity for the rest of the evening. Temperature trends still very likely that we're going to stay well above average, looking at our 6 to 10 day outlook and our 8 to 14 day outlook. Much of the country experiencing this little heat wave through the rest of the week into the weekend and likely for the following week. So we still have alert days in the forecast for Wednesday and Thursday. It's going to be hot and humid outside for both days. Heat index readings anywhere from 98 to 103 tomorrow. So if you are outside, make sure you stay hydrated, plenty of sunscreen, and always have a backup plan, some shaded spot or somewhere inside where you can cool down if you do start to overheat. For Thursday, there will be the thunderstorm chance developing in the afternoon and evening. Some of those storms could be strong, similar to today, again, bringing heavier rainfall at times and the potential for some stronger wind gusts to develop. Tomorrow, high temperatures will be in the low 90s, so another very hot and humid day. Temperatures closer to the state line will be anywhere from 93 to 95 degrees, so a very hot afternoon. Our alert days for Wednesday and Thursday are because of the humidity. It's going to feel very toasty outside. Shower chances for late Thursday and for Friday afternoons. Then Saturday and Sunday, we'll see a little bit of a dry break for the weekend, and our humidity will pull back a little bit. A little less humid outside for Saturday and Sunday. High temperatures will be in the mid to upper 80s, so not much of a cool down, but thankfully a little less humid outside. The following week will continue on with mostly sunny skies for Monday and Tuesday, partly sunny skies for Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. But high temperatures will creep back up to the low 90s, so still staying very warm outside. Your humidity also increasing for the middle of next week. So it looks like a summer forecast when you look at the next 10 days. That's kind of what we expect to see in July.
Well, it's very apropos.
It is. It lines
and again, summer short-lived.
Short-lived. It's going to get cold soon if you're a fan of winter.
Yes.
We'll be there in just a little bit, but get your summer in right now. It's certainly here.
Okay, thank you. Just ahead in sports, the Ryder Cup will no longer be hitting the links in 2020. What that means for Steve Stricker and Team USA. Zackson next with sports.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Happy 4th of July Super Sale, happening this week at the Brothers Maine. Come in now for more savings on more brands like Whirlpool, Maytag, KitchenAid, and Amana. We make upgrading your home more convenient at Maine with up to 18 months of 0% financing and expert-free delivery. Get more at the 4th of July Super Sale. More selection, more savings, and more satisfaction. And happy birthday, USA, from the Brothers Maine, your local store for more since 1938.
Let's summer. Let's dine out by truly dining out. Let's send smoke signals to the neighbors, then serve up the freshest of food with a side of fresh air. Let's raise our tongs to tasty by introducing our grills to new thrills and make mouthwater more than a backyard slip and slide. Let's live a little more by having another s'more. Because summer is here, and no one does summer like Festival Foods.
Here's to the road ahead. Trust Toyota to be here for you.
The best new cars make the best used cars. That's why every Toyota certified used vehicle gets a 160-point inspection, new warranties starting the day you purchase, 1 year of roadside assistance, and more. Get as low as 0% APR financing on select Toyota certified used models. See your dealer for details.
All from the brand you trust, today and tomorrow. Toyota.
Seeing the joy that people feel when they share a meal with family and friends, that's why we do this. The laughter of kids around the table, the thrill of families driving through for a treat, the delight of not having to cook, and instead letting us safely serve you. It all comes back to taking care of each other. And for that, we'll be here with your favorites, and always a smile.
Save big money on your next project with 11% off everything now at Menards. Get the last roof you'll ever need with ProSnap Steel Roofing. Available in 25 colors, cover 100 square feet for only $133.49 after 11% off. Mastercraft makes great doors inside and out. Choose from our great selection of stock doors or design your door your way in store or online with our door designer. Start saving with 11% off everything now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Raise your right hand and repeat after me.
I solemnly swear that I will support the veterans of the
United States Armed Forces.
I will defend the Constitution
against all enemies. That I will commit
to ensuring they are
not forgotten.
And I will enable veterans to live the same life of opportunity
they have provided me.
So help me God.
Steve Stricker will have to wait another year to lead the Americans against the Europeans in his home state. ESPN is reporting that the Ryder Cup has been postponed until 2021. Whistling Straits was scheduled to host the event in the final weekend of September. 2001 was the last time this event was postponed. After closing their practice facilities on Sunday, the Milwaukee Bucks are now adapting their schedule as they try and get ready for the NBA's restart. Instead of holding their small group workouts at the team's gym, the guys are resting and recovering their bodies at their homes until they leave for Florida on Thursday. And for Coach Bud, shutting everything down was a pretty easy decision.
It's just the wise thing to do is we prepare to head to Orlando, and you know, I think it's important that we get there as healthy and clean as possible. And by doing this for these few days prior to leaving, you know, feel like it's going to give us our best chance to get to Orlando in a good place.
If you haven't seen Back to the Future Miller Park Edition, find it on the internet. It's a must-watch, and Rotten Tomatoes gave it a 97. Okay, actually that's not true, but the spoof is pretty funny. The stars of the show, Brent Suter, who plays Dr. Emmett Brown, and Keston Hira, a.k.a. Marty McFly, hinted that they might pursue the big screen once their baseball careers are over. But they did also say that acting isn't as easy as it looks.
Say an hour and a half, 2 hours in, just trying to practice it. But, yeah, I was trying to, like, great Scott! You know, I was trying to do that. It took me a while to get that one.
Me watching myself, and I just feel like I'm awkward and weird, and it was weird at first because, like I said, I've never done any kind of like acting stuff, so I didn't know how it looked, or I was kind of nervous that I kind of let a lot of people down.
And that's it for sports. We'll be right back.
I'm too sexy for my shirt, too sexy for my shirt, so sexy it hurts. And I'm too sexy for Milan, too sexy for Milan, New York.
Sometimes you run out of fresh at the wrong time. Luckily, Pick and Save delivery and free pickup make it easy to grab what you need, so you can get back to being you. Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
When looking for a TV and internet provider, we know you have a choice. This is Jessica. She still has satellite TV.
Well, I get tons of HD.
Spectrum has tons of HD, and we love Spectrum's 24-hour local news channel. Plus, we get exclusive access to premium original content with Spectrum Originals.
I don't have that.
Get Spectrum TV from $44.99 a month. Call 833-976-4499.
Spectrum Internet starts at 200 megabits with no data caps and a free modem.
We have to get internet from another company, and it isn't nearly as fast.
Spectrum Internet, $44.99 a month.
I'd switch, but I'm stuck in a contract and would have to pay up to $480 to cancel.
Spectrum has no contracts, and they'll pay up to $500 to help you out of yours.
That's it. I'm switching to Spectrum.
Get Spectrum TV and internet from $44.99 a month each. Call 833-976-4499.
How to get more out of your Wisconsin Dells vacation. Ride more rides, slide more slides, maybe even go for a train ride. Have more fun than a barrel of monkeys. Bite off more than you can chew. Who says less is more? More like more is more. Now that's more like it. Hey, you're getting more than you bargained for. All the more reason to do a little more. Need I say more? Wisconsin Dells. That's more like it. Go to wisdells.com and start planning your trip to the water park capital of the world today.
America, we want to help get you back to it. And here's how, with the Ford Promise. Visit your Ford dealer. Finance a new, certified pre-owned or used vehicle through Ford Credit, and if you lose your job, you can return it for up to 1 year from the day you bought it. You can also get 0% APR financing for 72 months across the Ford lineup. Let us help get you back to it with the Ford Promise.
Mom's gonna kill us.
Gorilla Super Glues. Of course.
Gorilla has a fix for every project. Original brush and nozzle and ultra control gel for the toughest jobs on planet Earth.
Trust us to get it right.
To keep you prepared
when severe weather is on the way
and your family's safety is on the line.
Our team and technology are ready to help you stay safe.
Trust the First Warn Weather Team on News 3 Now. You're watching News 3 Now at 10.
And Dana's here with the final check.
It is going to stay hot and humid for the next few days. Tomorrow might be the hottest day of the year so far, as high temperatures will be close to 93 in Madison. Our alert days for Wednesday and Thursday, due to our heat index readings, likely crossing into the low triple digits. A chance for showers and thunderstorms late Thursday and Friday. For Saturday and Sunday, it will be mostly sunny and dry for the weekend. High temperatures will drop back to the mid to upper 80s, and then we go right back up into the 90s as we head into the following week. But likely will be a little drier stretch of sunny days for the start of the week.
All right, thank you, Dana, and thank you for joining us. Do something good, be well, and we'll see you back here tomorrow.
Now, a WISC-TV editorial with editorial director Neil Heinan.
Well, it took a little longer than we would have liked, but beginning Monday, we will all be required to wear a mask in enclosed buildings where other people are present. As a result, fewer people will get sick from the coronavirus, the spread will slow, and our community will reopen faster. Oh, and fewer people will die. Not bad, eh? Now, just because requiring a mask is smart and safe and selfless doesn't mean everyone's going to like it. More important, there will be some folks who can't or shouldn't wear a mask. Accommodations will be necessary. But if we are all a little patient, a little courteous, and resist the urge to rush to judgment, this doesn't have to be a big deal. Healthcare experts are unequivocal. Wearing a mask protects all of us. Thanks for the order, Public Health, and thanks to all of you for complying.